Hello everyone, and welcome to a simplified rule set on how to create your very own Only Chests Snowflake account. I've gotten a lot of requests for this video over the past few days, so I decided now would be a great time to make it. We'll be going over the goal of the account, restrictions for the account, and the exception for those restrictions. If you've clicked on this video and have no idea what I'm talking about, I highly suggest you start from the beginning. A link for the entire playlist of my Only Chests account is in the description down below. And if you are a returning viewer, simply hit that like button. It would truly be appreciated. As far as the entire idea behind our account, it is to only use items and equipment obtained from chests to progress levels and gear on the account. The penultimate goal for the Only Chests account is quite simple: make it to raids. It's up to you on if you'd rather complete raids with friends, family, clanmates, or, for some of you mad lads, by multi-logging on several accounts and pushing it through yourself. I'm looking at you, solo mission. As far as restrictions go, you can only use items obtained from chests to progress the account. It's pretty self-explanatory, but there are some workarounds with chest content that we will now talk about. The two major ones that we have founded upon account creation are Kingdom of Miscellanea and the runes Morsing sells to us after completing the feud. We'll start with Kingdom. Kingdom is quite special, as to receive the output from the workers, we deposit our cash into a coffer, which is another word for chest. And if you don't believe me, I've already tweeted Mod Ash for this clarification, so if you don't agree, God Ash said so himself, that it would constitute as a chest. Then PCs take the items from the chest that we receive and deposit it directly into our bank account upon collecting the resources. Kingdom is massive for the account, as it truly unlocks herblore, farming, Shades of Morton, construction, and a food source other than wines. As it is incredibly difficult to make cash on an Only Chests account, you will need to be wise about your early Kingdom management resource decisions. Now we can talk about Morsing. After completing the feud quest, Ali allows the player to purchase roots by completing a Sudoku-style puzzle lock on a chest. This is absolutely massive, as it allows us to obtain roots outside of Odak's chest and Dorgish Khan. While cash is tight, I would advise against buying runes from Ali, but later on in the account, it allows us to buy every single type of rune except Astral and Wraith runes. Or Wrath, whatever they're called, I've never used them. Some chests that you will use a lot in this account include the Shades of Morton chests, more than what I initially realized, Barrow's chests, the Gauntlet chest, Brimstone chest, or Laren's chest if you prefer to enjoy Wildy Slayer, Clue caskets, Crystal chest, various thieving chests listed on the wiki, the Dark chest on the Isle of Souls simply for the feathers. I'm gonna be honest, I hated this chest for the longest time. And of course, raid chests, which does include the Tomes of a Masket sarcophagus because it is unlocked with a key as seen in the other chests inside the room with a visual blinking key, and I can't control the Jagex decided to make a visual difference between the two. And it's time to talk about the final part in creating an Only Chests account, the restrictions and exceptions. I want to make this very simple. At no point should you be using items or gear in combat for account progression that did not come from a chest. As far as exceptions go, you may obtain and utilize an item for a quest that does not come from a chest. However, you cannot use that item outside its intended quest purpose. For example, you need a bronze med helm and an iron chain body for Black Knight's Fortress. You may purchase those two items and use them for the quest, but you cannot use them for any other purpose, such as combat training or any activity that gains you skill experience. When needing to obtain skills for quests, there are very few times that you should be using resources not obtained from chests to acquire the level. To be honest, you can obtain almost every level needed for quests through the completion of other quests or items obtained from chests. So it is vital that you quest the maximum amount of experience before resorting to utilizing any items not obtained from chests to level a skill that is required for a chest. I personally remember doing this with fletching, so I could start utilizing the steel arrowheads from a chest, 1 through 5, and with firemaking, being able to burn maple pyre logs from Kingdom for Shades of Morton. As a side exception, I have allowed ourselves to utilize any food that we have obtained ourselves at or below salmon on the account, so we can progress the account in order to be able to make wines from the RFD chest. You are allowed to obtain any basic skilling items such as a hammer, knife, shears, etc. outside of a chest if you cannot obtain one from a chest in order to progress the account. If we couldn't obtain basic skilling items, this account would literally be impossible. There are a few items, for example the Drayman Staff, that its sole purpose is to be used for the Fairy Ring. Since this item is not being used in combat or gaining us experience in a skill in any way, we are allowed to use items such as these. Now when it comes to obtaining secondaries and seeds, as long as we have acquired the main ingredient from a chest, we are allowed to go collect the secondaries. For example, herb lore is great. Since we have collected the various herbs from chests, we can go freely obtain the secondary item in order to make those potions. In regards to seeds, as long as we have collected the seed from a chest, we're able to harvest and utilize the herbs from that seed as though we had obtained them from a chest. This becomes absolutely crucial later on in the account when you have obtained tree seeds. For example, if you have collected yew seed from Kingdom and you plant that yew seed, that seed came from a chest, therefore those logs can be harvested for the account and utilized as though they came from a chest, since the primary ingredient did in fact come from a chest. You may obtain and utilize an item for clue scrolls. This mainly has to do with emote steps. For example, if you're required to wear a chef's hat and a red cape for a beginner clue step, you may purchase those items and use them to complete the clue step, but you cannot use any of those items outside of that clue step requirement. There are a few rewards that will unlock certain items for us. For example, one of the major unlocks I had on the account early on was receiving an ornament kit which upgraded a rune scimitar. So if we receive any type of ornament kit, that now unlocks the item that it would be required to be used on. Off the top of my head, we have the Gilded Rune Defender, we have the Gilded or Ornament Kit for the Dragon Boots, and we also have the Ornament Kit for the Fury. Since these items are so incredibly rare, anything that we utilize from a chest, I do not want to be useless, and this gives us a reason to really go clue hunting to obtain some significant yet highly unlikely rewards for the account. It honestly makes absolutely no sense to limit our ability to complete any chest content, which is why these exceptions have been allowed. If you have any other questions, feel free to message me in-game or in the Discord, which, by the way, the link for that is in the description down below. I am quite active in our chest community, and I am pleased to see that it is growing. I look forward to seeing not only more Only Chest accounts, but hearing about all of your beautiful accomplishments. Until next time, I will see all you beautiful people later.